12 Hidden Dangers of Getting Too Comfortable with Christian Life. Welcome to my channel, God's Care Jesus. It's time to start this great video, so support me with like, subscribe. People often say, comfort is the enemy of growth, and nothing grows in your comfort zone. These statements hold true, but we all want to feel comfortable at some point. It takes a lot of self-awareness to notice when you've gotten too comfortable. What being comfortable means. In Christianity, being too comfortable means you're not doing anything to build up your faith. You've gotten used to a routine. The thought of taking on new challenges scares you. It might also feel like your sense of spirituality has taken a backseat. Staying in the comfort zone for too long could hinder your spiritual growth. It may even pull you further from Christ. In this article, we'll explore 12 hidden dangers of living a comfortable yet stagnant Christian life, and why you should break free from it as soon as possible. You may lose your purpose. We are all called for a purpose to accomplish something in life. Some people discover their purpose very early on, while others only realize their purpose at a later stage of their lives. Either way, if you get too comfortable with where you are, you might lose track of that purpose. When everything's smooth sailing, it can make your spiritual senses less sharp and close you off to new roads God might want you to take. You stop looking for ways to improve, help others, or take leaps of faith, which can cause your God-given mission to be neglected. Life isn't meant to be easy. When we avoid hard times or discomfort, we might settle for less than God's plan and end up missing out on the fullness of His purpose for us. You may miss out on opportunities. Routine isn't always bad. It gives you direction and keeps you organized. But when you're stuck in a routine, you might miss the doors God opens for you. These could be chances to help others, talk about your faith, or take on new roles in your church or community. Getting too comfortable can make you lazy. You might prefer what's familiar and be less willing to step out in faith and try new things. This means you could miss opportunities that would help you grow in your spiritual life. Additionally, missing these opportunities can prevent you from experiencing the deeper joys of living a life of service and obedience to God. Routine limits you from discovering the chances for ministry, discipleship, or spiritual growth. In other words, it limits the work God can do through you. The very challenges you avoid by staying comfortable may be the ones that lead to your greatest spiritual breakthroughs. While routine provides stability, it's important to remain open and sensitive to God's call, even when it takes you out of your comfort zone. Your spirituality becomes stagnant. Spirituality isn't something static. It's a continuous journey of personal growth and transformation. Cultivating a deeper connection with God needs consistent effort. When you become too comfortable in your spiritual walk, there's a real risk that it can become stagnant. You might end up just going through the motions when you pray, read the Bible, or go to church without engaging your heart and mind. This can cause your faith to stop growing. Over time, this lack of engagement can kill your passion and make your relationship with God feel less meaningful and alive. What follows next is complacency and a sense of self-sufficiency. You may start relying on your own understanding and strength rather than seeking God's guidance for your daily life. When this happens, and you stop growing in faith, you may not experience the full potential of what your faith could be. Breaking free from discomfort is essential to reignite your spiritual journey and rediscover the richness of a continually growing relationship with God. Show me your interest in comments. Christian values are neglected. Comfort can make us forget the principles that shape our faith. When you're focused solely on maintaining your own comfort, the Christian values that shaped you, compassion, humility, and selflessness, are neglected. This neglect can manifest in your interactions with others. Because you're too comfortable with where you are, your empathy or understanding for those who are struggling may begin to fade. The desire for acceptance or ease can lead to a watered-down version of your beliefs, where you prioritize fitting in over living out your faith authentically. This state of comfort not only weakens your personal convictions, but can also impact your community, as others may see a diluted expression of Christianity that lacks the transformative power of true faith. Ultimately, Neglecting these values can distance you from the heart of what it means to follow Christ, leaving your spiritual journey unfulfilled and disconnected from God's calling. You may become impatient. In this modern world, comfort is everywhere. On hot days, you simply switch on the air conditioning, and when it gets chilly, a quick adjustment to the heat keeps you cozy. Convenience is always within reach. From microwave meals to streaming platforms that provide endless entertainment options, this comfort-driven mindset can extend into our spiritual lives, encouraging us to look for easy solutions and instant gratification, rather than investing in a deeper relationship with our faith. When you get used to comfort and convenience, you expect God to act in favor of your timeline. If things don't go as planned, or if your prayers aren't answered right away, you quickly become frustrated. Instead of relying on God's perfect timing and plan, this impatience might lead you to pursue quick fixes or shortcuts. It can steer you away from the valuable lessons He wishes to impart through challenges and waiting. Ultimately, you may overlook significant opportunities for growth and maturity that come from facing and enduring difficulties. You start to lose compassion. One hidden risk of leading a comfortable Christian life is the loss of compassion for others. While everyone desires a certain level of comfort, becoming too secure in your circumstances can make it easy to overlook the challenges faced by those around you. As you focus on preserving your comfort, you find it hard to empathize with the struggles of others. This detachment leads to a diminished sense of empathy, causing you to miss the needs of individuals who are hurting or in distress, without actively engaging with the hardships of those around you. Reflecting the love and compassion that Jesus encourages us to show in our everyday lives becomes increasingly challenging, prevents the growth of faith community. In relation to the previous point, this loss of compassion also affects our sense of community and connection, which is essential to the Christian faith. It creates a culture of indifference, and over time, it can prevent the growth of your community. To counter this danger, it is important to seek ways to step outside of your comfort zone and engage with the world around you. Allow God to use you as a vessel of compassion and love. Your faith weakens. It is all interconnected. You get too comfortable, so you become complacent. Complacency leads to a lack of engagement with your spiritual practices and an indifference to your personal growth. Consequently, the urgency to seek God and deepen your understanding of His Word is gone. As a result, you may find yourself attending church services or reading the Bible out of obligation, rather than a desire to connect with Him. These factors can weaken your faith. Your spiritual muscles weaken without the challenges that push you to rely on God. In the end, the comfort zone may insidiously chip away at your faith, leaving you feeling unprepared to face life's challenges and disconnected from the transformative power of God. Spiritual apathy. Spiritual apathy is a dangerous state that we, Christians, should avoid as much as possible. It is a state where enthusiasm for our faith fades, leaving us indifferent to the spiritual practices that once brought us joy and connection. When you feel too comfortable with your Christian life, check yourself. Are you praying to have a conversation with God, or are you only praying out of routine or obligation? As we slip into apathy, we may find ourselves less motivated to engage with our church community or participate in service opportunities. The very foundations of our faith may slowly slip away. It's a vicious cycle that is hard to break. It not only impacts our personal spiritual growth, but can also lessen our ability to positively influence those around us. To combat spiritual apathy, we must actively pursue opportunities for renewal and connection, ensuring that our faith remains vibrant and alive in our hearts and lives. You may misinterpret God's signs. Comfortability is synonymous with predictability. When you're in a state of comfort, you may confuse personal desires or societal expectations with divine guidance. Instead of seeking clarity through prayer and reflection, you might rely on your assumptions. Moreover, when you grow comfortable, your ability to discern God's signs can diminish, causing you to misread challenges as mere obstacles rather than invitations for spiritual growth. You might interpret hardships as reasons to return to your comfort zone, instead of seeing them as opportunities for deeper faith or reliance on God. It's a dangerous state to be in, and must be avoided at all costs. Your resilience decreases. When you settle into a place of comfort and security, you might find it harder to cope with the inevitable challenges that life throws your way. Comfort often leads to an environment where struggles are minimal, so it's easier to avoid discomfort altogether. Trials and tribulations build strength and resilience in your faith. Without engaging in these experiences, you may feel unprepared to tackle unforeseen difficulties when they eventually arise. Resilience is developed through experiencing challenges, where your faith in God becomes stronger and your character is refined. Without these experiences, your confidence in God's provision and protection decreases. When you encounter difficulties, you might start to doubt your faith or feel isolated, since you haven't established the solid trust that comes from overcoming tough times. This can create a pattern of discouragement, making each new obstacle seem overwhelming. By welcoming discomfort and confronting challenges directly, you not only enhance your faith, but also cultivate a more profound relationship with God, enabling you to flourish even during difficult times. In short, last two amazing points to show you. You may become unhappy. Comfort feels soothing and fulfilling, at least initially, but over time, it can lead to a sense of emptiness. Your inner self longs to have a purpose and feel fulfilled, which comfort alone can't offer. You might fall into a dull routine that doesn't make you happy, instead of experiencing the joy that comes from serving others. Deepening your faith and growing through trials, you may settle into a monotonous routine that leaves you feeling down. This unhappiness can manifest in various aspects of your life, affecting your relationships and overall well-being. The feeling that too much comfort brings may lead to a feeling of isolation and lack of genuine connection. This detachment can create a cycle where your unhappiness feeds into your comfort zone, making you reluctant to reach out and engage with the world around you. To combat this danger, it's essential to embrace opportunities for growth and connection, allowing God to guide you into a life that brings true happiness. Embrace this comfort and grow in faith. While it's natural to seek comfort in our lives, clinging to that sense of ease can hinder our relationship with God. We need to push ourselves and try new things that test us, build our faith, and help us get what God wants for us. Every challenging situation we're in and every uncomfortable moment gives us a chance to lean more on God's grace and strength. All this can change us in meaningful ways. When we step out of our comfort zone, we can see the amazing things God does in us and through us.